Good evening.
Hello.
Howdy out there in Mountains to Sea Crew land.
Yes, it is Wednesday night, 9 o'clock.
It is. It's time for our live. Back on track. We didn't do it last week. We were kind of busy on a cruise.
Yeah.
In the middle of the ocean. Forget where we were on Wednesday.
I was just sitting here trying to think.
We were.
It was a blur. Like it's so weird.
I think we were in Grand Cayman last Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And we had
we were in
fairly busy day, so. And the internet was not the best.
It was okay.
But that's one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
What was good, what was bad, what was unexpected, and what was disappointing.
But I did want to say something before you jump into all that. Because, I was trying to think about what Wednesday was and all that. And, sometimes I feel like we don't do that much. But we are always so busy and the time goes by so fast. Then you're like, yeah, I didn't get to do too much of that. Or yeah, I didn't do that or whatever.
Yep.
But you're always going. There's always something to do. And so it's not, we don't have a lot of downtime.
No.
The downtime that we took was in a thermal suite. And I slept. I
didn't spend that much time in the thermal suite.
I did more than you did. But.
Yeah, you definitely took advantage of that. But so last week we were on the Celebrity Beyond for a Western Caribbean cruise, 6-night. We were staying in an Aqua Class room, which gave us some special privileges. We also had, what was it?
We purchased the is that what you're talking about? The Wi-Fi and More, which
Wi-Fi and
gave
More
us
package,
premium access,
which gave us premium access,
which actually was wonderful.
Yeah,
I would do that again.
I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's similar to, from what I understand, Royal Caribbean's the Key, which I've heard, quite a few people say, "Oh, it's not worth it. You don't need to get that. That's a waste of money." Blah
I'd
blah blah.
I'd like to read it over again because I read it for the Odyssey and I was like, "Hey guys, we should do this. It's only blah blah blah," and you were all like, "No," and so that was I never looked at it.
And that's what I always thought, was that it wasn't worth it. But we get Wi-Fi anyway. We have to have Wi-Fi. Have to be able to, be available for our staff, because we own a business and they need something. So we want to be there and be available and answer any questions that they may have.
Yeah.
So we have to have Wi-Fi. So this was, a little bit more per day than the premium Wi-Fi package, or the upgraded Wi-Fi package. Hey, CCA, welcome in.
You didn't miss much. We were talking about the premium access.
It was a little bit more expensive than that, but it gave you the premium internet access. It gave you priority seating.
Hold on, for 2 devices.
For 2 devices. Well,
per person.
2 devices per person.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Travel and Gardening.
Hey. Welcome in. I think that's Cheryl. And what else did it give us? It gave us priority embarkation and debarkation.
I'm not sure what the second thing you said, so let's start over because
let's start over.
Travel and Gardening.
All right, so premium Wi-Fi for 2 devices per person.
This is the Wi-Fi and More.
Wi-Fi and More package.
Access, yes.
It gave us priority embarkation and debarkation, which meant that we could get on board the ship first, and they brought our luggage right away.
Priority luggage.
Priority luggage
for embarkation and debarkation.
Yeah. It gave us priority tenders for tender ports.
Yep. Hey, Mr. Smith.
Hey, Scott.
In.
Awesome. Welcome aboard. And it gave us what I thought was the best thing.
Is that what you're gonna say?
The
reserved seating?
The reserved seating in the theaters and for shows and things.
Yeah.
Because you go to a show on board a ship, you got to get there hours early, and on some ships, the best seats are reserved.
And you also get the priority tender too.
Yeah, priority tender.
Yeah.
A lot of times the best seats were reserved. I know, like when we were on Odyssey
and Icon.
Yep.
They had reserved seating. We're always like, how do you get reserved seating?
The reserved seating were like, I mean, on Odyssey or that class ships that have a 270, the best seating is in the balcony, because all the lower level stuff, you can't really see everything because the stage is so huge and spread out. But that entire balcony was reserved until,
I think 15 minutes
before the show.
I went to open seating. Yeah.
And so every show that we saw on Celebrity Beyond, we used that. We got in the balcony area. We had front row seats.
Yeah. Well, we got there early enough to
could get great video.
Yeah, which you guys will
good
see
for
at
us.
some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So we were just right there on top, and we could see down on everything.
And we forgot the welcome lunch.
Yep, there was a welcome lunch.
Yeah, we had
a special lunch in one of the main dining rooms.
2,
yeah, something like that.
1:30 to 2.
And the other thing that we forgot that I think was part of that package was the free room service.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you like to enjoy room service,
the fees and gratuities for room service.
All the fees were waived. Now, we only took advantage of it once.
I would have taken advantage of it a little more.
I would have taken advantage of it more, but we had really good dining options too.
We did.
So
we did.
I mean, if we didn't have the Aqua Class and didn't have access to Blue for breakfast,
we probably would have used
room service more often, just because. Hey,
we
why
could.
not? Yeah. and it wasn't just the limited menu. You had the full menu available to you. So
yes. And so for that if you have to get Wi-Fi and you want to get the premium Wi-Fi, or you want multiple devices, that would be the way to go, because you get all of those things for, it was less than $10 a day.
Yeah, per person.
Yeah, per person. For that package.
Yeah.
But if you don't need all, if you
don't need all of it, then
stuff, then that extra
probably
expense
not worth
might
it.
not be worth it for you.
If you don't already get Wi-Fi,
right?
If you don't utilize a room service, if you don't, want those reserved seating in the shows, maybe not. But for us, I know there were some shows that we tried to see on Odyssey. We were stuck so far in the back that you couldn't see anything, much less film anything.
Yeah. And the premium access, I mean, it just was nice when you went places. Nice. You're like, oh, yeah.
Yep. Here's my little card.
Yeah. So
give me special privileges, please.
All right. So all in all, that was something that we found was fantastic.
Yeah. And that was kind of an extra thing. And we had a few extra things on here.
Yes.
The second extra thing.
And would we do it again?
I would say probably
yes.
so. And if,
for us, it was a good fit. Really.
And I think Carnival has something similar. We haven't been on a Carnival cruise.
I don't know, but I will be looking at other lines that have something like that, just to see what that means.
Because they have the faster to the fun thing package.
Oh yeah. So if anybody's done that, let us know, and even the key. Because like I said, we looked at it and didn't do it. So if anybody has any information on that stuff, let us know.
All right. Folks are using Nightbot to put up their links. Awesome. Great to have you in here.
So what was the second thing now?
Well, the second thing was Aqua Class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we got the Aqua Class room. It's basically a standard veranda or infinite veranda room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is what, at least on this class of celebrity ships, I'm not sure about all of them. This is the first one we've been on.
Yes.
Most of their balcony rooms are the infinite verandas.
Yes. So let's talk about that before you go into the whole Aqua Class thing. Because there's a lot of controversy.
There's a lot of controversy about it.
So let's start off with telling them what we thought maybe the bad things were, and then what the good things were, or what you didn't like, and then what we did like, so we can end on a good note.
Okay. So as a content creator and videographer, the bad thing about the infinite veranda is you couldn't just take your equipment outside, let it temper, let it come up to the outside temperature, let all the humidity dissipate, and then do your shoot or whatever. Because you can't really shoot through those windows. You get water spots or you get condensation or whatever.
So you either have to open it and do it, or
you know the way autofocus cameras work, they're going to focus on the closest thing to the lens, and that's the water spots on the window. So that wasn't really ideal. Now, yes, you can open that window, but the problem is you're opening that window basically to the entire room. You do have doors that you can kind of sort of close, but that also shuts off your AC. And then the whole room
shuts
gets
off anyway.
Yeah.
And you can close the doors, but there's openings.
Gaps.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So even though the doors close, there's gaps on the sides of the door.
So
you're keeping some of it out. But
from that standpoint, it's not ideal. As a general traveler.
Now this is all him right now.
Yeah, this is all me.
I haven't gone yet.
This is all me. As a general traveler, I loved it. If I'm not shooting off the balcony or something, it's awesome because I can go out there, I can enjoy the view. It's right there, and you can see the ports, you can see sail away, you can see everything that you want to see. You just can't video it very well. So
for me, I liked it. I would have opened it more if he would have let me, but
yeah,
he didn't want the room getting all hot all the time.
I'm inside. I don't want the humidity.
Fine.
I mean,
it's August in the Caribbean. It's hot.
Yeah, in the Caribbean in August. Yeah.
Yeah. But we did open it a couple of times. I would say more, about a handful of times.
Yeah.
And I did it one time when you weren't there. I stuck my head out, or you were in the bathroom or something, and I was like, "Yay!"
Yeah.
And like you said, just sitting there, it's part of your room, and so like you've got this extra space.
You have extra space,
one,
yeah,
which is really nice. And then so there was one time where I think we blocked it off for something. Or I remember looking down going, oh my God, I got like this much space, like between the bed and and that door if it wasn't open. But having those windows from floor to ceiling and being able to see everything like that, knowing that you can open it if you wanted to,
right?
It was really nice. Like I think I sat there probably the most of the time when we were in the room.
Yeah,
that was a favorite spot.
You've got two regular chairs. You don't have chaise lounges or anything like that.
No, it's just kind of chairs and a table.
And a table.
Yeah.
So we had a place to put down room service the day that we brought it in there. And that was really nice.
It didn't really fit.
It didn't really fit.
We were using the floor probably more than the table.
Right. But I mean, we had a little space.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
No, and we could have taken the desk probably. I think that comes out.
Yeah, I think
it goes in, but I think it comes out also. So we could have
brought that out there.
Yeah, had a bigger space, but yeah. So all in all, for us, I would say we liked it more than we didn't like it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge balcony fan that much anyway. I mean, I'll go out there. But,
I am.
I mean, I like looking at the water. I don't necessarily like being out in the heat.
Yeah, see, I like that. I don't mind that at all.
I'm inside. I'll stay inside.
Yeah, give him his phone, give him YouTube, and give him a book. Any one of those three, he's good. I will go sit outside, and I'm either gonna chat or whatever.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah, I can find things to do sitting in there.
As far as the rest of the room went, it was, kind of a really nice cruise cabin. It had plenty of electrical, USB.
Did you find that plenty of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It did. Had, I would say that as we found on a number of ships, if they've got the European plugs, they're not very accessible. So even if you have an adapter, the adapters don't really work because they got all the plugs are in a little box on the desk. And our adapter wouldn't fit in there. So it's a wasted plug. We found the same thing on New Amsterdam, was that the European plug was set so low to the desk that you couldn't get the adapter in. So we've got one of those adapters, but we don't use it.
So when we do finally get to use it, we'll let you know which cruise line.
Yeah. I think we've used it once or twice before, but
did we?
honestly, that
You're
power,
in charge of the charging station.
that power strip thing that we got is more useful than anything else. So
yeah.
But we'll probably do a standalone video on all the Amazon stuff that we found that we cruise with every time that really works well. So
I'm gonna go to the front of the room by the door and talk about the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
nice size bathroom.
Nice.
And to start now,
I should have gotten video of that shower.
I'm not even going there yet. I'm going to the mirror first.
Oh yeah.
But before that, so like I go in there and I'm like washing my doing something, putting stuff away, and I'm like, I feel heat coming from somewhere.
Feel heat. Where's the heat
coming
coming
from? Where's
it
it coming from? It wasn't like hot. It just
a warm.
Yeah, you felt it. And I didn't know where it was coming from, and there was nothing blowing. I was like, okay. And I didn't think anything of it. And what was it? A few days later or something like that. Corey goes, the mirror is heated. That's why it doesn't fog up when you shower. And I was like, oh, is that where the heat's coming from? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes it was just, I felt it. Sometimes I didn't. And I didn't know.
I mean, I got out of the shower and the mirror is completely clear. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be heated. So I touched it. Sure enough, it was warmer than the countertop or anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
So that was something we didn't know that we just kind of found out on our own.
Didn't know it, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. The shower was a pretty decent sized shower.
It was a decent sized shower. Had a glass door. Didn't really like the way it opened because it wasn't.
No, because I got everything wet.
Yeah, got everything wet when you opened it.
But if you prepare for it, put towels.
It had.
He's
like
a stealing my thunder, y'all.
All right, go ahead.
So it had 1, 2, 3, 4.
Something like that. It had a bunch of
4 different settings for the shower head, and it had
for the different shower head shower options.
Yeah, so it had one big one that came up over your head,
like a rainfall.
Yeah, and then it had 2 in the middle where the knobs were, and then it had a handheld. On the side.
So it had the wand, and it had one that sprayed straight out at you.
Yeah,
and one that kind of had a stream of a big heavy flow of water, and that's
the one. And then they had the range.
Yeah.
And so you could use all of the, I mean, of course you had it took, you turned it and went to one, turned it, went to another.
Yeah.
And I utilized all 4 of them. Probably, I didn't use the rainfall as much, but I probably used the other 3 much more, but that was nice.
Yeah.
And apparently I wasn't in the room. I was doing something, and Corey comes over. He goes, so Anthony, which was our room attendant, he goes, Anthony showed me how to work the shower. I'll show you how it works. And I was like, work the shower? Like, Daddy?
Yeah.
And then I walked in and I was like, oh, okay. There's a couple knobs and, a couple of things, stuff like that. So that was a pretty nice perk. I did enjoy that very much.
And of course, it had the digital panel to control the temperature, but it also controlled the lighting, and it would control the blinds, and it would control the window for the infinite veranda. So you can control all of that for one central place. So if you wanted to go to nighttime mode where it dimmed all the lights and shut the curtains down,
and
or
it was
the blinds,
mostly it
or
was
whatever.
A blackout.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It wasn't completely dark, but it was very close to being dark. So that was good.
And our room attendant attended our room twice a day.
Yes, they did.
Yes. And, when we were on the Icon, I think it was at the Icon, it did all these things, moonlighting and all. We had no clue. We
completely missed it.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw the fancy panel on that until the day that we left.
So we made sure to look for it now. But that was kind of cool because it was like, oh wait, we need more light. And I was like, okay, wait. Bink. And all the lights came on. So it was kind of cool.
So cruise tip for you. If you're on a ship class that you haven't been on before and you're not familiar with the room and the way it works, ask your room attendant to give you a tour.
Yes.
Because they know how everything works.
Yes, they do.
And if you do that day one, when they come and introduce themselves to you, hey, you'll be able to take full advantage of the room all week.
Yeah.
So.
And they also left chocolates.
Every night.
Every night.
Every night. And of course, what
Ooh,
does
I
the
think I
Lori?
still have.
Lori's like, oh,
I did that like towards the end of the cruise.
well, our room attendant, Anthony,
It was
excellent.
Yes, he was.
The first day we went out and we asked him, hey, can we get some ice?
It was so hot and our
was-
drinks were warm.
Yeah,
And so we
we
wanted
needed
some
a
ice.
little bit of ice. And he said, sure. So
That
then
was it.
every single day he brought a fresh bucket of ice.
He did every day, that was kind of nice. We didn't use it
nice.
a lot of the time. It melted probably more than we used
it did melt more than.
But that was very nice, and we just asked for it that one time.
So let's talk about Aqua Class specifically.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Okay, chocolate.
Oh yeah, the chocolates.
Let's talk about chocolates.
All right, talk about your chocolates.
Oh no! I always took them off the bed and put them on my lamp, and then ate them when I wanted to eat them.
Hey, cruising scene,
hello, welcome in. And so I prefer dark chocolate over milk chocolate. So I realized that he was giving us one of each, and he didn't want to eat all the milk chocolate. So I asked for dark chocolate, and he came in and gave me a whole stack of dark chocolate. Chocolates.
All right. So ready to move on to Aqua Class?
Well, that was part of it because it was the shower.
I don't know if that's in all of. I mean,
that's true. We don't know.
Because I don't know that Aqua Class is a special room. I think it's just they say it's Aqua Class because of all the extra things that you get.
Okay.
And they'll probably sell as many Aqua Class as they can because it wasn't that expensive of an upgrade. I mean, we wouldn't have spent a lot of extra money between a standard infinite veranda and the Aqua Class.
Well, what happened? Our travel agent, I think you guys met her, Kendra. We did a live with her from Cruise Planners, which we need to get her back on. But
yeah,
she said, "What's your budget?" I said, "This is our budget," and that's what she came back with was the Aqua Class within that budget.
Yeah. And
so, I mean, we could have gone for less, but we were like, "Oh, we've never done that." Sure.
We were replacing a 4 days on Utopia.
Yeah.
What did we have on that? We had an inside or the.
It was I was overlooking the Aqua Theater.
Yeah, Aqua Theater facing
on
balcony.
The 12th floor or something like that. Yeah.
And when they changed
I was looking forward to that.
Changed the dates on it and everything. We just finally.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Whatever. So let's go to the Aqua.
So Aqua Class. They have some. I mean, they had this whole list of things amenities in your room. Supposedly a pillow menu, but they basically just brought you whatever type of pillow you wanted.
Well,
they had all this.
I think that there was a little disconnect. I mean, there was
a little bit, yeah.
Some all right. I wasn't presented a menu. I just said, "Hey, could I get a different pillow? You know, could I see what types of pillows? You know, whatever. Yeah. You want firm pillow? Yes." He asked me 3 times. Firm? I said yes. No, not down. You know, they're the feathers. No feathers. Just something. So he brought 2 more pillows, and we had 6 pillows. He didn't take the 2 out. We just had 6 pillows the whole time. But
yep. So I think that was an additional thing there. On their website, there's a bunch of things that were listed that, like you're supposed to have yoga mats in the room. They were there under the couch. There was a bunch of fitness equipment type stuff like massage rollers and stretch bands and balance balls, all these things. And I guess you had to ask for them separately.
Yeah, you just had to request.
Yeah.
A lot of things were upon request, because they don't want to put all that stuff in every night.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
We did have the bathrobes, and we did have the slippers that we never used. You got a free tote bag, I think.
Yeah.
We got a welcome bottle of sparkling wine.
Yeah, upon request.
Upon request, and we got 2 bottles of water every day.
That was nice.
That was nice.
That was a nice.
In fact, if we didn't drink them that day, we hid them, so we get our next day's bottles.
But he brought them anyway, even if we didn't drink them, because at one point we had 3 up on the counter. Yeah,
that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to that, we got access to the thermal suite for the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
And the thermal suite had how many rooms again? 8 different rooms?
Yeah, I believe 8.
Yeah. Okay. So you had the rainfall shower area.
Yep.
Which had like hot showers, warm showers, hot and cold showers.
Well, you had rainfall,
cold showers.
You had different temperatures and you had different water pressures, and then you also had mists.
Yeah.
So you chose where you go in, what you wanted to experience, and you can go from hot to cold, you can go from cold to hot, you can bypass the cold or bypass, whatever.
And then let's see if we can remember all the other rooms.
I know them all, but he's go ahead. That was one.
There was a Turkish bath, which was kind of like a intense steam room.
What it was called?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, it was like a Turkish bath. That's okay.
And
there
was like a crystallarium.
Yeah.
And there was the salt room. And there was a dry sauna. And there was the heated loungers.
The tile loungers.
Heated tile loungers. There was a float room. And there was another one, but I don't remember.
The steam room.
There's a separate steam room from the Turkish bath?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Bunch of different temperatures of heat. Every room had its own temperature range, and you could feel the difference between them.
Yes, and we saw a video where it said that they couldn't tell the difference, but the ones that we experienced, there was definite temperature difference.
I definitely could tell the difference.
Some of them weren't too extreme, but some of them were very extreme.
Very hot, like that Turkish bath. I remember that being because it was just so steamy. You couldn't see a foot in front of your face hardly.
No, and then somebody was in there with us, and we were like, all right, let's go check out the next one.
But I mean, it was a nice area, and you do have access to kind of a private section of the bow from there. So there was one night when we were told that there was a good chance of seeing a green flash at sunset.
Yeah.
And so instead of fighting the crowds on the main decks or anything like that, we're like, hey, let's go to the thermal suite and go out on the bow of the ship there.
And it was beautiful.
And we were the only ones out there.
Yeah.
So we had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah. There's also a separate room inside that was called a relaxation room that you could access as well, which we didn't just because we had the thermal. It was outside of the thermal suite, but it was in the spa area that we had access to.
So the other spa benefits that we had was we each got 3 fitness classes.
Yes.
Right? Which we took 1 yoga class or something.
I signed up for 2, but we only went to 1.
And I think you got some kind of spa discounts, which we never used. So
no.
But what I think the biggest advantage to the Aqua Class was the Blue Restaurant.
That was it felt like you were at a specialty dining restaurant that you didn't have to pay extra for.
Yep.
I mean, you kind of already did, but
you kind of did, but I mean, geez.
let me reply to that. Okay. So we also did a stretch class, but that was free. Now the reason why I only did 2, we signed up for yoga, was because I was not about going to the HIIT class or any kind of thing like that. That's just not my thing. But give me pickleball for 2 hours, and yes, I will play pickleball in the heat for 2 hours.
Yep.
But taking a fitness class where I have to do all that stuff, like what is it, HIIT, the HIIT, or
high intensity interval training.
Yeah. No, and then there was another one. I was like, yeah, no thanks.
but yes, definitely Blue Restaurant. So it's a small venue. Maybe 100 seats.
Oh,
I don't know exactly how many people it seats.
But I will say, if you give me a minute. So the main dining, if we went, there was 4 main dinings, and we could have gone any night. Okay. And it was, hello, destination fun.
Welcome in.
So we could have accessed those if we wanted to.
But at your main dining room time.
Which is where I was going.
Right.
So our main dining room time was 6 p.m.
Yep.
Okay, now you can continue talking about Blue.
With Blue, we didn't need a reservation, didn't need a time to show up. We just showed up and they sat us.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think we waited the longest 2 minutes.
Yeah, we waited maybe 2 minutes once because there were a couple of groups ahead of us.
Right.
That was it. It was never packed.
Mm-mm.
I never saw it full. I mean, maybe 50% full.
Maybe, yeah.
But they had their own unique menu every night.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you could order off of the main dining room menus, which you've got 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Each one has their own unique menu, which you could order off of. And then they had the Celebrity Classics menu as well that you could order off of, which the Classics menu is the same thing every night. So it was like your New York strip and your things like that.
From the main dining.
Right, it was, but every one of the 4 main dining rooms had that in addition to their own themed. Because the 4 dining rooms, you've got Tuscan, which is an Italian.
Mm-hmm.
You've got
Cyprus,
which is Mediterranean,
Cosmopolitan.
Greek. You got Cosmopolitan, which is kind of American. And then you had what was the French one? I don't remember. There was one that was French, and it was all French-based type food.
Why am I not remembering that one? Anyways,
I don't remember, but so they each had a different, a unique menu every night.
It was it was fancy, but not.
It was.
So you really felt like you were in a specialty dining restaurant.
You did,
but it wasn't. You didn't pay extra. You could just choose whatever you wanted. And one thing that they did that I didn't realize, at least the first few nights, was that they, excuse me, they sat us in like the same section or like with the same waiter.
Basically,
only once we had a different waiter and the experience wasn't as good.
Right.
But then I saw, the other guy was like, oh, welcome back. Because I'm like, oh, they remember us, Right. And then from that day on, we got
seated in the same
section.
So it was kind of like
to know our waiters.
The set time dining, main dining room experience where you have the same waiter and assistant waiter every night. So that you get to know them, they get to know you, they know your preferences, they know the things that you want, they know how to take care of you.
I'm sure you can sit in different areas, but it just worked out where we
it kind of worked out that way. And so it was great. Mm-hmm. So you have so many different options.
And one of the things that Corey liked the best was breakfast that they brought it to.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and you could pick anything.
Why fight the buffet
when
you can sit down and have them bring you your breakfast freshly made the way you want it?
They came around with all the juices on a tray.
Yeah, all the juices on a tray.
As many as you wanted.
Coffee, tea.
And the muffins. And
all that stuff.
All that specialty stuff on a tray. Oh, here, you want one?
And main dining rooms will normally do that and do breakfast as well. But a lot of times it was like really slow service, or at least the experiences that we had, the 1 or 2 times that we did.
We don't do that very often.
We don't do that very often.
We can't compare.
Yeah.
We can't. And do they?
But I kind of liked it. I mean, it was convenient.
It was every day, so it wasn't
much
like
every day we went
with main dining. There was only breakfast or lunch. They don't do that every day. I don't think on most.
Well, lunch they don't. Lunch there's only C days.
Right.
Breakfast I think they do, but most of the time you don't want to take the time. But Blue was just so fast. I mean, we were in and out of there in no time.
Yeah, most of the time.
I mean, I think 2 days we actually went to the buffet
for
breakfast.
Breakfast. Yeah.
So
well, we didn't know that.
Anyway.
Well, once we went to Blue for breakfast, that was it. We went to
pretty much
every chance we'd go there. So that was.
And the food that they had was excellent.
Yeah. There's a few things that were not that great.
And those few things, I believe, were off of the standard menu. That was not a Blue menu, I don't believe.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, when you're talking about the shrimp cocktail,
Yeah. So the shrimp cocktail is kind of meh.
But honestly, on most of the ships that I've been on, the shrimp cocktail was a bit disappointing because they tended to use the smallest shrimp you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was small and it was kind of mushy.
And you get like 4 of them, and they're not the freshest. Whereas you go to the buffet and you got really big fresh shrimp, and it's like
Beyond. Let me tell you what, we went there. I think it was the next day after I ordered that night, and they were huge shrimp. Okay, yeah, you had to peel them. But oh my God, they were huge. They felt fresh and they were hard and like it was perfect. I was like, oh my God, this is the shrimp. I actually took a picture of my plate shrimp. but for the most part, the food was great.
Yeah, I liked having blue.
Now that was a step up in quality of food, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think overall. All right.
Already?
CCA.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Hope you guys have a great evening too. Yep. We were glad to participate in the Cruise-a-thon. Yes. Looking forward to the next one. And the next one, we will be better prepared for sure.
Yes, we won't be just coming back from vacation and he won't be sick with COVID. So.
For sure.
And have a good night.
Good night, guys. So I think the food on Celebrity overall was the best quality food we've had at sea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, not to knock any other cruise line, but if you had to rate it.
From the cruise lines that we've been on and what we've experienced right now, we have found that Celebrity is a step up in that
for
respect.
Sure. Yeah. And that's kind of what we went in expecting.
Sherry loves,
yeah.
So what did you love about it the most? Was it just the quality of food? Was it the choices of food? Was it desserts? What did you have a specific area that you just love, or is it just all in general? I was asking Sherry too.
I know you're asking Sherry,
but you can answer too.
One thing I would say,
anybody can answer.
Just comparing. Let's start with the buffet. I really like the fact that Celebrity,
the buffet was
basically has the same type of layout for the buffet that you would find on the new Royal Caribbean ships.
On that one, because we don't know about others.
I don't know about other ones, but I know on Icon and Odyssey, the buffet was in these little pods, stations. So they'd have your fresh food, and they'd have your your sandwich bakery, station,
the grill,
and the bakery, and all these different little stations.
I found that wonderful.
Where you could go up and you could get what you want in this little section, and you could move on.
Do the last one first, and then
all right.
That first one.
So, Sherry says one of the best buffets we've seen on a cruise. Yeah, the quality of food was excellent.
Well, the quality of the food, and you can go to the one above that one. The quality of the food was great, and you could navigate this whole large area and know where, like, oh, Asian, okay, I'm not in the mood for that today, but you know what? I want something grilled, so I'm gonna go over here because that's what they had. So
Yep.
The hummus station.
Yeah, I saw the hummus station.
I was like, but who? A hummus station. I mean, it was cool.
And
there was so many.
Compare and contrast that to like the New Amsterdam, where you had kind of separate stations, but it was like a buffet line.
It was like a cafeteria.
Like a cafeteria line where you go down the line and you couldn't just stop. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. No, you had to basically get in line, go through the whole line to get the one thing on that station that you wanted.
Right, because you didn't want to
because they serve you basically. So
Sherry loved the English breakfast.
Oh, the English breakfast. Yes, I saw the English breakfast as well. That was that's pretty cool that they had that.
And the desserts. Okay, now y'all, I don't know if you know, but I'm a sugar addict, and that's why my face is all swollen because I ate too many desserts. But the desserts were phenomenal.
Yeah,
I don't think I had a bad dessert. Oh, and the bread in blue.
Oh, yeah.
Now y'all know, and if you don't, I want to tell you, I do not usually eat bread. I don't like bread. You can have bread on the table all night long. I don't care. potatoes, all that stuff. I could care less. Dessert, that's an entirely different issue. Like, you can't put dessert on the table because I will eat it. However, in Blue, they came around with these baskets of bread, and they were like large cracker-like.
Yeah, the large
piece of
large flat cracker,
like a big pita, pita, like a pita bread. I don't even know, but whatever it was, I ate those things, and I was like, "What is this? This is so good." It was like a crunchy cracker. You just cut off, you just pull off a piece as big or small as you wanted, and they had 3 types of butter or spreads.
Yeah, different
and they
spreads
were different
that they put
all
on
the time. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
oh yes, we did experience the chocolate fountain.
Oh, there we go. The chocolate fountains.
Yes.
Yep.
Corey goes, "Hey, did you see?" This is at the buffet. Like, "Hey, did you see that there's a chocolate fountain?" I was like, "No, I did not." And I went over and I'm like, "How does this work?" Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
They had the regular butter.
Different flavors.
And then they had like
one night that had carrot.
Like some kind of carrot puree spread.
And a pea one.
A pea pureed pea spread. And then they had one that was like pureed beets.
Oh, beets. And they had one that was beans. And Corey kept getting plates that have beets on them, and he was like, "What is it with the beets?" He kept,
it's like
kept giving all kinds of beets. It was pretty funny. No potatoes for you. They taste like dirt. Beets.
I tried eating it. It just tasted like dirt.
He's such a baby when it comes to that, y'all. But
yeah. So yeah, the food was very good. They had a lot of options.
Yes. I was so full, like the whole cruise. We just ate. I mean, so much.
We tried the Mass Grill, which is by the pool. Just hot dog or hamburgers and hot dogs.
We did.
It was okay. Hey. Wasn't too bad.
You know what? We were hungry. And we were hungry and
needed something because we were moving along. Yeah. We tried the Spa Cafe. Was it?
Yes.
They didn't have a whole lot. It'd be like
They did. They didn't have a lot of stuff that we wanted to eat.
Yeah.
Because they had more than 10.
They had a bunch of different things.
Right.
They had like a salmon salad and a tuna salad and a chicken salad.
Oh, I didn't see the lobster rolls, Sherry. Missed that
lobster rolls on the buffet.
Yeah, wow. I must have missed that one. I sure did.
Yeah, we stayed in Blue every night. So
we did. We did.
I mean, we hit the buffet for lunch. That was it.
Yeah. Now, the Spa Cafe was kind of cool because it had coffees, teas. They had like the station where you can get drinks and stuff. And then they had like sandwiches and like chicken salad, tuna salad. And then they had some other salads.
Yeah.
Because it's all in those spas, all about wellness and stuff like that. So they had a lot of that stuff out. And then they had like a juicing place like where you can
bar type thing.
Yeah, where you can get your own juice.
In the Spa Cafe, they actually have basically it's an espresso machine. It was back there in the corner.
Yeah, you see,
so you could get like this fresh ground cup of coffee back there. Didn't pay anything extra for it.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
And how did it taste?
It was pretty good.
All right.
And
I will say, celebrity, if you're a tea drinker, anybody a tea drinker out there, they had Bigelow on there. And they also carried cinnamon tea. Hey, Controversial Cruising, welcome in.
Hey, Scott.
So for me, Bigelow cinnamon tea is one of my favorite teas because it's just black tea and cinnamon. There's nothing else in it. And they had that. So,
yeah. The real captain
of YouTube. Shout out to Captain Sherry.
Yeah, I haven't seen that other captain come on any of our live streams. No. The supposed captain.
Oh.
He won't show his face around here.
Okay, so put up Sherry's real quick. I'm going to take this for a sec. So I agree. And so, when they're like, oh, go to the future cruise desk, and get, if you book a cruise, you get all this stuff, right? We all know because they all want you to do it. And so you
can get the best deals.
You could, and you get onboard credit and all that stuff. So we kept saying, oh, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go, because we, we're like, yeah, I would like to do, celebrity again. Sure. Yeah. So finally we're like, all right, let's go. Right. So we go over and he's like, oh, you want to go here? And we're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, what about here? And we're like, I don't know. And so like, he's given us like all of these places, like everywhere. And the time frames that we can book cruises in. And we couldn't decide on where we wanted to go. But what we did know is that we wanted to book another celebrity cruise. So we booked a cruise without knowing where we're going, because we knew that the only thing that was for certain was that we wanted to get on another celebrity cruise.
On another celebrity cruise, because I guess we got 6 months or something to actually book the cruise.
Yes,
but
you don't have to sail within 6 months, but you have to book within. You have to get your itinerary. Picked.
Nail it down.
Yeah. So.
Which. We'll have to start looking at that.
Yes. So there you go. Yeah, I agree, Sherry. It was great. We had the best time.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'm like, oh, how can it be different from all that? It's cruise. No. Yeah, there are certain things that are the same or similar and stuff, but yeah, there's just different experiences, and your interaction with different people, and they were really great.
The service was excellent. Everyone was very friendly. Captain
Oh
Kate.
My God, yeah. Now we didn't necessarily meet. We could have.
We could have met her. But.
So tell them when we were getting off the ship what you saw. Because I've been talking a little bit, so I'm going to throw you for a minute.
All week long, we were hearing about Captain Kate. Of course, if you're into cruising, Captain Kate is one of the few female captains.
She said it took her 19 years to get that position.
But she is probably one of the most visible captains I've ever seen on a cruise ship. Mm-hmm. Somebody posted video in our Facebook group for the cruise of her in the martini bar. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where she was in the martini bar she's up standing on the bar like they do, and she's got this big long thing of the mixing cups, and she's pouring out drinks into 15 different cups and things, and it's like.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to go back to this in a second. We got some stuff, and then we've got somebody else in. Your favorite couple. Hello, your favorite couple.
Hey,
welcome
guys.
In.
Welcome
Long time
in.
No see. And Captain Sherry was saying some stuff.
All right, let's see.
Good to know. I think she knew that. We'll do that. Yep. That you will have 6. And if, of course, they always want to try and give you a credit card. But if you do that, you can put all of your expenses on your cruise that you're on that cruise towards whatever you have to spend.
Yeah.
And then also put your cruise on that, and then you get double points, and you get onboard credits and all that stuff too.
And we started to play the whole points credit card game thing to try to make stuff more affordable, because you end up spending a lot of money.
Yeah. So
if you're going to spend it anyway, might as well get something back for what you're spending.
Yeah. And like I said, we went on Beyond and had the Aqua Class room for what we would pay on another balcony cruise or something like that,
Yeah. So
and it was definitely cheaper than Utopia for 4 days.
Yeah, so the 6 day on Celebrity Aqua Class was cheaper than the Utopia 4-night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
All right. Anyway. So Captain Kate. So we were walking off the ship, and her cruise director.
Yep.
We're standing out there.
Saying goodbye to everybody. So
taking pictures.
One last chance to take a selfie with Captain Kate.
That was pretty cool.
And she was everywhere, and I saw so many comments on the Facebook group about how, like someone was having a bad day or got really bad news or something, and how Captain Kate, was consoling them. And, it's just like, very caring person.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So that's also a plus for the Beyond.
for sure.
I don't know how long she'll be on the Beyond, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she's been there since its inaugural sailing, or pretty close to it.
Okay. Anybody knows? Let us know.
I know that we saw when we were watching Ben and David's videos from the Beyond that they met Captain Kate and they talked about her. So anyway.
All right. So are there other things? What was unexpected or disappointing? Did we talk about any of those?
We have not talked about those yet. I didn't really want to save them for last.
Well, I mean, we are getting. I know we're getting close to our
we are
time.
About out of time.
I know, because I mean, we'll stay longer if you guys want, but we usually try not to keep you.
There was a little bit of confusion about some of the things.
Confusion is a good word.
Yeah. We'll talk about the diffuser that was supposed to be in the room.
And some of the literature.
Couldn't care less about a diffuser, but I was curious about it. I wanted to see it, Well,
they had one in the spa.
And they got one in the spa. Whoop-de-doo. They're supposed to be in the room. At least their literature on the Aqua Class says that it's supposed to be there.
Yes.
And the room attendant said, "Oh, they don't put those in the room anymore." I'm like, well, why in the world are they still advertising it if they don't put it there anymore?
And in one place it said that we could get fresh fruit.
Fresh fruit on request every day, and that never happened. So I guess maybe you just have to order it through room service.
But I will say this. Yes, you can. Yeah. But I did see where in one place it said you can get fresh fruit upon request, and one place it said that we could get welcoming champagne upon request. I didn't see in one place that they had both.
Okay.
And we got the sparkling wine, which okay. Yeah, instead of the fruit. But so when we asked, there was some confusion about that.
Okay.
So and we're not knocking anything.
We're not knocking anything. But if you had to pick something negative,
there's not much.
Yeah, there's not much. If you're a pool person. I didn't think that the pools were ideal.
Let's ask our friends here. So when you go on a cruise, do you expect or want to swim or go in the pools? Is that something that you guys do? Because for us, I mean, I'm a water person. I love to go in the pool and I love to swim and all that stuff. But when we go on a cruise, I do not plan on swimming because you can't swim. But if you're not swimming and you're in the water because it's so hot, you're just standing there.
Yeah.
And so for me, I don't choose cruises for that.
There's very little opportunity to get in the water, especially
unless you go there,
most cruise days.
Unless you go there really early in the morning or in the
late
evening
at night.
when everybody's at dinner.
Yeah. And I guess to some extent it's like that on most cruises.
Mm-hmm. Right. We're not saying anything's bad about Beyond on that. I mean, they had ample places to
they had a few places. Their pools were very small though.
All pools are small.
Yeah, but they were it was kind of small and kind of limited, I would say.
Well, feel free to tell us, you guys, because I'm kind of like we just do other things.
Yeah. You do other things. I mean, the hot tubs were available. We did get in one of those champagne glass hot tubs briefly.
Well, we went around and I'm like, all right, we're doing this. It's hanging over the edge of the ship. I want to do it.
I think we got in a pool once, but that was on a port day, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure
we came back early from Bimini.
That was Bimini.
And that's when we went. We put our bathing suits on and we went in the pool. We went into hot tubs.
Yeah.
We went in. We went to the solarium. We went to the regular pool, and then we went to the champagne hot tub. So we did experience it.
We experienced it. Yep. I mean, the rest of the time they were just packed. Mm-hmm. You'd be bumping shoulders with people trying to get in the pool.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a
whole
lot
of fun. But I find that on every cruise, though.
Yeah.
And again, that's me.
I did like the seating areas that they had all over.
There was seating everywhere.
There was seating everywhere, and it wasn't just deck loungers. It was all kinds of different types and styles of cushion seating.
It wasn't the same seat. It's same style seat.
Yeah,
it was different. And if you were in the hallway, where Eden was. Blue and Eden
Yep.
kind of shared the hallway. And this is funny because I didn't know this. And I went to sit down while you went outside for, whatever. And I sat down and I'm like, where's that coming from? There's like birds chirping and like this really serene kind of music. And I don't know if they're motion censored, but like that was really nice. And I was sitting there, I was like, oh, this is nice. And it just
so we're supposed to be talking about.
I should shut up now. Okay.
Bad, unexpected, or disappointing.
Well, we said it really wasn't much.
We got 6 minutes.
We talked about the pools and how we don't necessarily utilize those. And we talked about the.
I'll say this: if you drink, expect very high prices.
Holy moly! Yes.
Ooh. Yeah.
The drinks average $17.
They were expensive unless you're drinking a
Premium
beer or something.
cocktail was like $20. Yeah, that was like what, $12, $8, whatever it was. But
expensive. Most cruises, you get a $10, $12 cocktail, maybe $14. These like started at $16.
I was lucky to find a $12 glass of wine, but there was that was rare.
Yeah, we did not have a drink package. We don't.
No, but we did a test, and we'll let you know what we found. Because we did not purchase a beverage package on this one, but we treated it as if we had one.
Yeah.
To see
we wanted
if
something
it would
to drink.
work
We got
out.
something to drink.
So that will be in a video down the line somewhere. But we'll tell you what we thought, if it was worth it or not. So
I don't think we got anywhere close.
Yeah. I
don't think we got anywhere close to what we would have spent on a drink package.
You'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah.
So overall, then let's wrap this up. Is there anything? Everything was, I'd say, 95% was wonderful.
Yeah.
And the little things that they weren't really bad, and they didn't ruin a trip. They weren't deal breakers. Like we had a little bit of an issue on an excursion. Again, not a deal breaker.
The shore excursions desk, and they were very.
Right.
Very helpful.
And we didn't complain and be like, oh, this sucks. Blah, blah, blah. No, we were just like, hey, we just want you to know. We'll tell you all about that and that. But yes, is that you have to get two. So you're paying double. And I want to say on this cruise, I looked at getting a beverage package, and it was over $1,200 for the two of us for a 6-night. And so that's why we opted not to do it. And we went for the premium access instead, which was more than half less than that. And that was a better fit for us.
Yeah.
We're not huge drinkers, but
that's for sure.
We do like our cocktails occasionally. But yeah, so I mean, that's what I would say overall. I mean, I had the best time, and there's really nothing bad that I can say, oh, don't do that or don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think Celebrity, I'll say this, Celebrity was beyond our expectations.
No.
Because we had high expectations going in. Because
we did, because
we watch a lot of YouTube videos.
And the feedback from you guys too.
And, they name off the premium lines. Mm-hmm. Celebrity and Virgin, and some people say Disney and Holland
Disney's
America.
Supposed to be a white glove, so now I'm curious. I'm looking forward to checking that out. Yeah,
someday we'll do Disney. Yep.
If anybody wants to go on a Disney cruise with us, you let me know. We're all on it. Oh, that's coming up. That's coming up.
Awesome. Labor Day weekend. Cool.
Like 2 weeks away.
I
oh
hope
my
you
God.
have
we
fun.
Should be so excited. Yes. That's so much fun. And yeah.
Yep.
Any questions or anything else, y'all? All right.
Okay.
Oh, look, we got 2 minutes to
I think we pretty much covered everything. I can't.
If we didn't chat about something that you thought or wanted to hear us talk about, please put it in the comments and let us know, and we'll answer that. And we sometimes just get sidetracked. So
yeah, the only other negative thing I can say is that their pickleball court was 5 feet short.
Yes, that is true. And we had to move
Kept
chairs,
hitting the ball
out of the way. But we did play. No, it's fine. We're just glad
Yeah.
you came in, Sherry. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank you for
support
coming
always.
in
We
and showing your
appreciate it.
support.
Yeah, the pickleball, it was a small court. We had to move chairs and stuff out of the way, but you know,
it was fun.
I wouldn't say that was a negative. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what
wasn't
it
a big
is.
Spot.
You know, especially if you're at sea and the wind's blowing and you're not going to get much.
We do have some video and pictures of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
all right, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Well,
Everybody else who's left, have a great
everybody
night.
for
Appreciate
coming out. We certainly appreciate it.
We do. We definitely do.
We've had some pretty great growth here recently, and we want to thank everybody out there that's spent their time with us and subscribe to this channel.
Right, because it's because of all of you guys that we do what we do. I mean, we love it too, but you know, it's always like, oh, that would be great to show them, or let's talk about this. No, they want to know about that. So because we do, we want to know about that stuff. So
I mean, that's where I get my information before I go on a cruise. Is I watch as many videos on that ship or that itinerary as I can get my hands on. So all right, guys, we're going to call it a night. We will see you next Wednesday, same time, same place. And if you don't know already, our weekly vlog videos are coming out Saturday evenings as part of the Saturday Spotlight.
Which has changed. It used to be 3
It used to be 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now it's 8 or a little bit later than 8, depending on how it falls into the lineup that week. This Saturday, it'll be at 8 p.m.
What is this Saturday?
This Saturday is College Fjord.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Still doing Alaska,
Still
baby.
doing Alaska. The videos from Celebrity Beyond probably will not be out for another 6 weeks or so.
Okay. You heard it here first.
Yep. Got to get through Alaska first.
Yeah. Yay. But at least you got content. So
yes. All right, guys. Thanks for staying with us. We will see you next week. Same time, same station. From peaks to tides.
We'll see you on the next ride.
Bye, guys.
I always do it the wrong way.